What's going on, everybody? Riggs here, KO Arcade. Today I want to go through the Dash class with you in NeuroVoider. NeuroVoider. Okay. It's my favorite class to play with. My favorite item right now, just because the Dash class is a little bit on the squishy side. Plus, I'm not as good as I'm gonna get yet. I like the self-heal. I just do. Survivability is big with me, so let's just pick this one here. So I want to show you in the very beginning, the stats, because obviously you can upgrade everything. You can get faster, more powerful. But in the beginning, you look at the map, you're like, okay, these guys, this has a lot of elites on it, and you want to get some good gear. Well, you don't want to die right away either, though. And being able to move around the map or just get out of the way of damage, to me, is huge. The Fortress class blocks a lot of the damage, but you have to use your shield. You have to pretty much stop shooting, and I don't like that. I like to be able to get around the map fast, especially with our attention spans being as crappy as they are. Having to walk the entire time like this, it would just take me forever, and I probably would get annoyed with that. I don't like the Rampage class very much. Being able to shoot two weapons at once, I mean, I can do that just by spamming it. But that being said, when you're in a boss stage or there's a lot of people around you, being able to just get through a crowd really fast, to me, makes a world of difference. Especially when you go to those special stages where they have a bunch of elites, like everything's elites, and the gear is going to be good to get. You want to stay alive. You don't want to die on those stages. You can get the tokens for level skips and everything. I try to do those as soon as they give them to me. Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, but I feel like I can survive better, and I can move faster. So like, let's say you're doing a daily run, and you want to do a speed. Well, who's the fastest? Obviously, you're gonna be able to dash through it. Any map. The less damage you're taking, boom, I can shoot, move. These guys, all these guys over here, they're gonna start shooting crazy shit. Stuff, whatever. And yeah, you're gonna take damage. You're gonna take damage with every level, but you can minimize the damage you take, I think, the best with the Dash class. Picking up loot quick if you want to just get in, get out. I like to jump in there, do some damage, and get out, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like my love life, okay? But that's a different video. Probably not on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so, and then the level's done, so. And there you go. The Dash class, to me, you do start with a melee weapon. I don't use it going through the regular levels as much. On the smaller size boss levels, I will use the melee weapons because they do a lot of damage, and when you hit the boss and the boss takes his damage where he stops and then all those enemies spawn, you can run through real quick, dash up to him, hit him, and get out. Now, yes, you're using a lot of your energy points, but that's where your upgrades come in, and trying to use it's a conservation of your energy, and what are you going to use it for. The ice levels, though, they do pose problems for dashing, because on the ice you can't dash for anything, for garbage. It's on the snow you can, but it's not as good still. And when people are doing all that splash damage with those rockets, it's ridiculous because they knock you back. And that's when you have the self-heal for the stages like this where it's hard to get around. This slows you down, but I still feel like when I see it coming, once I know, I'm like, okay, these guys are shooting rockets. All right, now I can try to avoid that better. Keep more distance. The more distance you have, usually you can stay out of the way of all bullet damage if you're quick enough with it, before they get the shot off, or the elites that do get the shot off, I can get out of the way. I don't like the snow levels, but if they have, I like to pick the ones with the most elites and loot. I don't like the really huge maps, though, so if I see that it's, the only ones that have the most loot and elites, are the ice levels. I probably will skip it or go to like an easier level just because I can run through it faster. Like, I mean, you know, you start off pretty low with health, so that's why I grabbed this item. I have used some of the other items. I like the ones where it's class-specific weapons. I do like that. That way you're not worrying about just going through and scrapping them all. But that scrapping helps, you know, with you building more stuff up. So, you know, there's a plus and a minus for, or a pro and a con for every single item. You know, this one, it's health, but how long does it take to charge up? You know, how many crystals or whatever you have to get to do that. But this has helped me stay alive because also while you're dashing, you're somewhat invulnerable to bullets. I haven't really quite figured out the splash damage, radius, or, you know, if you're gonna dash through some of the liquid that's on the floor that burns and stuff like that. But even when you can go faster through these maps, it's just a lot easier. The item I use, like I said before, I use it because in these cases where, you know, you end the level and you don't want to spend money on repair, or spend your scrap on repair, whatever, however you want to call it, I will use this. I'll try to save it to the end of the stage, and then I'll use it. You do get a little bit back after you beat a stage, but sometimes it's not enough. It's very little amount, so I will I'll use it right before the end of the stage because you start every level with it already charged. At least through the first run through. I don't know, I haven't beaten the first loop yet. I know it keeps looping around, but I've gotten to the third boss, and then the third boss wrecked me. But I also didn't go in with like fully upgraded armor. I was just kind of making my way through it as fast as I could just to see what they had going on. But so that's my little rundown of the Dash class. I'll probably do another video on like the weapon choices that I use for me, you know, that I think are most beneficial to the class. I'm going to do a video on the Fortress class and the Rampage class, even though they're not my favorites. But this one's my favorite. I feel like I've gotten the furthest with it, and my daily run is actually a lot faster, which it's not always about speed with the daily run, but if you can get further faster, obviously your percentage is going to be better. If you're looking for that, you know, with the leaderboards or anything. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.